Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. The camera is wonky. There we go. There we go. Good morning. That's still off. Hey, how's everybody doing this morning? How are you doing on this May 6th? We're already May 6th. Like, where did that go? I think that's what happens when stuff starts the later end of the week. We're already May 6th. Hopefully you had a happy, safe, fun weekend. It was pretty good here. It's pretty good. We'll go over what we had going on this weekend and how this week's turning out. But welcome, Morning Mindset. I'm your host, Todd. It's your first time here, long time here. This is what I need out of you, who you are, where you're from, what is in your cup, and what the weather is like in your area. It's like mid-50s, but it feels like high 40s out. So, I had to put on the hoodie taking the kids to school. We do have coffee in the cup this morning. And most important thing, 5 things. What are 5 things that you are going to accomplish today? So for us, we've got supplies that need to be ordered. We've got cups that need to be engraved. We've got invoicing that needs to get done. We've got yard signs that need to get approved. And we've got stickers that need to be printed. The stickers are printing already now because it's another set of 3,000 and those take a little bit to do. So we are rocking and rolling. Let's check in. We'll see how people are doing. We'll give us your 5. You'll tell me all the other fun stuff. And I've got kind of a list of stuff to go over from this past weekend. So, Jenny, good morning to you. Morning from Northern Indiana, where it's 57 and sunny, water in the cup. Sarah, good morning to you. 54 and sunny, coffee in the cup. Kristen, good morning to you. 54 sunny and lemonade in the cup. Ooh, Todd, do you cut out metallic stickers? We have a customer that wanted to have it laser etched, and our vendor cannot do it. Do you have a picture? Kristen, can you message me and let me know? I think we have a chrome that we can print on. But laser etched, now I'm confused of what you're looking for. So maybe send me something we can see for them. Jeff, good morning to you. 64 and raining there in Northern Kentucky. Diet Coke in the bottle. 5 things. Prep files, print, cut, find perfect perf settings for a custom job. Laminate some stickers. You know what my setting is, Jeff? 0. I don't perf cut anything because it's such a pain to do. So I up my pressure. So it just almost scores everything, cuts it just enough through where it holds it on there, and then I can punch them out. Perf cut has never been a friend of mine, and I have never got it to work well for what we needed to do. So that's how I do that, is I just do it that way with it. And Barb, good morning to you from North Central Minnesota, where it's 51 and sunny. Water in the bottle. 5 things. DTF quotes, confirm customers' appointments, sewing projects, confirm fiber line installation. Ooh, Barb's got a busy day in front of her today. And Barb saying hi to Jenny, Sarah, Kristen, and Jeff. And howdy, Barb from Jeff. Sarah's 5 things. Process stores, process catalog orders, purchasing, 4 Canva training on the home stretch. She's getting into it. 5 art designing, invoicing. She's got a busy day ahead of her too. And good morning to Barb from Sarah. Jose, good morning to you, my friend. Linda, hey, from Texas, 74 right now to do. Process Little League orders, engraved plates for trophies. Brian's got rainy weather down there. Mountain Dew. 1, finished polos. 2, 125 shirts to print. 3, customers picking up the first 2. 4, designs. 5, embroidered. Brian's got a busy day. Busy day in front of him. And Linda, 674 there in Texas, spent 16 hours this weekend taking Little League photos to do process those. Ooh, how was that? That sounds like a lot. I mean, it's of course it is. Of course it is. So here's what we got going for you as we were going through our stuff. What was this weekend? This was a busy weekend, right? You had Star Wars Day, you had Cinco de Mayo, you had Kentucky Derby. You had Backlash. It was a busy weekend all the way around. On top of that, we did lots of cooking out this weekend, which is always fun. I always enjoy that when I'm able to do that. Fire up the smoker, fire up the grills, fire up the griddle. So smashed tacos, breakfast, ribs, and poor man burn ends were on the menu tap for this past weekend, which all turned out well. We had baseball coach, baseball instructor yesterday morning. No games, no soccer, no nothing this weekend. So it allowed us just to, kind of work on some stuff around here, which was really nice to get done. So hopefully you were able to get out and enjoy that. That Derby, man, 3-horse photo finish. That's a good Derby. I think that it needs to be on my bucket list. Like, if you've never been to Churchill Downs, we've been there before. It amazed me I had always assumed, and I don't know why, because they show plenty of that out of the drone footage or aerial footage things. And I assumed it was just like in the middle of nowhere, not that it was just in downtown and pretty much, it was surrounded by things. And all I kept thinking was, there's 160,000 people, I think, that was there. Like, how's that traffic? Like, how is that traffic afterwards? Because just on a normal day when we went there was traffic around it. So this should be on my list. On my bucket list is going to be going to Derby Day and having some fun with that. So we had that. This week, we got Mother's Day coming up this Sunday. So if you didn't know, or if you forgot, or you weren't sure, Mother's Day, when we were talking with our coach on our instructor on Sunday, he said, same time next week. I said, I don't know. What are you doing for Mother's Day? He's like, oh, yeah, it is Mother's Day, isn't it? Like, yeah. So let us know. But Mother's Day is coming up this weekend. Today is National Nurse Day. So if you're a content creator, hey, put something out there about that, thanking your nurses, anything like that. Just another way to create content. So it is National Nurse Day. And this week is Teacher Appreciation Week, right? So we've got stuff that we're doing a couple times this week for Teacher Appreciation Week. And we're gearing up towards training next Monday. We have in our mentorship community decided that, at least two of us, Brian and myself, are holding each other accountable for CapCut training. We signed up for a program. I'm actually going to put the link down here in the comments. I'm going to make sure that I have the right link for it because it is a 10-day challenge. We're not doing it 10 straight days. We're going to do it Monday through Friday, and then Monday through Friday. And so that way we can test out each thing. We're holding each other accountable. We are then using that last week of May to kind of create our own content for things and then start posting it in June. Now we are going to do this in our mentorship community. So if you're not a part of our mentorship community, you can sign up right here. You can go right there, patreon.com/FatDadMC. It's only $20 a month. But that training, I think it's like $130 for the training, and it's do at your own pace. So you can go forward. You can start it now, you can do whatever. But if you're like me, and I feel some of you could be, where you do a lot of, that sounds awesome, I can do it. Let's go ahead and buy that training. Let's buy that thing. And then it just sits there because there's nobody holding you accountable for doing anything with it. And so when, we were bouncing this idea about doing it back and forth, and then Brian got it and peer pressured me into getting it. I said, okay, well, now let's make this work. Let's make this happen. We've both signed up for other things before, and we just haven't, I haven't, fulfilled on a lot of that, which is why I went through my list of things that we are getting rid of and things that we're saving monthly on. And it's a nice list of things I'm getting rid of because I just don't use it. So that's the goal. That'll start next Monday, and we'll be posting over the mentorship community for that. Wow, that was a super long link. That did not go as planned, did it? Because it went through Facebook land. Because I'm like, that's not a good link. It's not a good link. Let me see if I can find a newer, a better link for it. I wonder if I can just do this with it, and then somebody can right click, copy paste, and tell me if the link works. That would be spectacular. Well, I guess I could open up a new tab, just put it here and see if that works for it, because I think it'll work and not take you through Facebook land. Yep, that'll work. So let's go ahead and we will post that link. I just got to find the right tab that you guys are back on. So let's go ahead and put, that's not a control V, that is just a regular V. Let's put that in there. And let's see where were we at with it. Back up here. Renee said, good morning, everyone. Listening from the car on the way home from PT. Sunny and 54 in Chicagoland, water in the bottle, working on your top 5. Way to go, Renee. Jeff says, we have fiber now. Love it. Speed test right now, 870 down, 650 up, and it's the base package. When you said fiber, I totally thought fiber laser. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. And I'm like, really? What is this? Now I understand what you're saying. You just sent me the picture, Kristen. All right, where did you send it to me? Did you send it to me? You sent it to me in Messenger? There it is. You did send it to me in Messenger. I would not do that as a cut logo because that is super, super dainty. I would not do that. Because of the size of that, I would not do that myself because of how big that is. You're looking at text that is as big as what's on there, and I would not mess with that. Not in the reflective, not unless it's something that we can be printing and put a contour around, because there's There's not enough money in the world you can pay me to weed something that small. Nah. And Cindy, good morning to you. We partied so hard for Star Wars Day that I forgot about Cinco de Mayo. How did you forget about Cinco de Mayo? That's just the next day, And isn't the next day, isn't that Revenge of the Sith, right? Isn't that still carrying over to it? So it was a good weekend. Herb said the Kentucky Derby was great. I watched some of the pre-show. A lot of interesting hats being worn by women. We have this conversation every year because I tell Corey, I'm like, what kind of hat would you wear? And she's like, none. I'm like, are you kidding me? Look at these hats. You got to wear a hat. She goes, I am not wearing a hat like that. And I'm like, that's all part of it. Like dressing up, having fun, spending $10,000 on a drink, even it's going to charity. So not that I would ever do that, but it does look like a ball of a time. And even when they're bringing the horses out of the paddock and you're seeing things through there, and she's like, they're like walking through the people. I'm like, yeah, do we not pay attention? She goes, I guess I haven't really paid attention before. I said there's so much to it. And then she also didn't realize that there was races prior to that. I'm like, oh, it's a whole day of things. It's just not one race for it. It's a whole day of things. We have harness racing that was here that I went to as a young lad, and then that closed up. Our next closest thing was the dog track. So we'd go to the dog races. Gambling runs in my blood, apparently. And Barb said, plus some of the horses had lots of travel miles as they race all over. Yeah, it is crazy the amount of travel that those horses do, and to see, what they were bought for, what they have won in winnings, and, then from there, then they can go to a stud farm and, they become a stud and they're just raking in dough. It's crazy. And there's the link, www.viral-strategies.com. That's what we're going to work on. That is coming next Monday. We're going to start that up. So if you're interested in getting in there, going for that, Cap Cup training, and that's what it is how we can make those videos, have a better presentation of our videos. The good thing about us doing it together is you see all those viral trending things that happen, but it could be anything, but you don't understand how that could translate into a product-based part of it. And so that's what, working together is. Here's some ideas that we can bounce off of back and forth, how things can change, transitions. And so I'm really looking forward to that. And that's starting next Monday is when we're going to do that. Let's see. What else do I have here on my list? Oh, something I seen this weekend that I've seen a few different posts about it, but this weekend I think I saw 5 or 6 of them. So I think it is for the next trend, and if I could be way behind the trend too. That's not unusual. But hat bars, I didn't realize how many people were doing hat bars, and from everything that I gathered, it was you have an event, whether you're in a trade show or at a craft fair or a vendor event or some kind of even. A couple I'd seen, or one I saw was in their storefront, and they do the hat bar every Saturday. And what they have is here's various transfers, patches, whatever that heat applied things for hats. And so they'll have a selection of anywhere from 4 to 40 hats, and the same thing with the patches, and you're able to pick, and they do it, right on site for you. So I thought that was a pretty cool concept of it. We've done it with shirts for years, right? We've done an event, pick your shirt, we'll press it, we'll make it right here for you. But hats, the good thing about hats is, they're pretty much one size fits all, right? So you have multiple colors, a few styles, but it's not like shirts where, I need to take 10, 20 of each size. And then what happens if it doesn't sell? Their hats are a pretty good thing. So have you seen anything with the hat bars? Have you seen anything like that? Let me know in the comments. If you heard of hat bars, if you've done hat bars, I would really love to hear from you on what you thought of them. And then, anything to go along with it. On for tomorrow, Tuesday with Todd. I'm not sure if we're going to have a show yet. Like you said, May is a crazy month with things going on. And I don't want to have to be rushed because we got something after it. So I will keep everybody updated on it. It might be a little... we got to see. We got to see with it. So I'm not putting anything out there for Tuesday with Todd or links, anything until I know for sure that I can commit to it, or I have people that are able to do it, because we have games that are going to be here. We've got a few different things on it. And Chris said, that's my thought too. Could it be printed on Chrome? Yeah. You could probably print it on Chrome. The problem with Chrome is it doesn't last a whole long time. Even ink in that, we can have, if they're wanting something that is going to be permanent, I don't think Chrome's going to be the way to go for it at all. Tim, good morning to you, everyone. 58 and tinning away this morning, Mountain Dew to drink. All right, Jenny. Jenny, I'm gonna have you tell us more about your hat bar, especially in our mentorship call, because I'd seen it and I hadn't really. I think I'd heard the term and seen a couple things, but this weekend I saw 5 or 6 different ones, and it was interesting to me. So definitely, I would love in our mentorship call for you to tell us more about it, how you did it, what was involved, all of that. So if you are in our mentorship community, that call starts at 9:30 today. If you can't make the call, don't worry about it. Those calls get uploaded, so that way you're able to go back and watch those calls. We will make sure we will do an evening call this month, and we'll start scheduling those up. And just like I said, things are a little wonky donkey, and so I need to make sure I got everything in place for it. Combine that with an F1 in design book, and you've got a really cool event. Oh yeah, I totally went down an F1 rabbit hole again this weekend, and I thought about pulling the trigger on it. But the thing is, I don't do enough events to justify it, but I do produce enough content for it. And so if I could sell some of them and use the affiliate for it, that's thinking. So we're getting. It's a long, slow process to convert out the garage. We've had other things that we've had to take care of housewise before I can jump to that project. So little by little, it'll get there. And then I'll have a nice little production area to be able to film content. And that is definitely on the list, is getting that F1. Chuck, what's up, Chuck? Good morning to you. Never heard of a hat bar, to be honest. Interesting. That's what I thought, Free, is I thought it was a pretty sweet concept. So I was looking forward to hearing, learning more about it. And hopefully Jenny can do that in our call today for us. Maybe something to do at a craft fair. Yeah, it was at a craft fair. One was at a craft fair. One was at a vendor show. One was at a corporate event. So they had different things. I think this place had like 4 or 5 logos. And so that's what they did, was they were able to pick hats, and they had hats made for them. And with that, I think they said the event was going to have 65 people in it. They had pre-purchased 65 hats, and they were at $25 each. They didn't offer any discount because they said, "Hey, we're coming here, we're setting this up." 65 hats. So I mean, they were there for 2 hours, and that's $1,600 in sales in 2 hours. Not too bad, I don't think. Not too bad. But there's a lot that can go on with it. A lot of different places. You could have it school event. Back to school night. Here we're making hats for that. We'll pick on an event, and I think hats with laser patches. It was pretty sweet. And Jenny says, I take my little F1 and engrave the patch on site. People see. I wasn't even thinking about that part of it. I was just thinking more of the other stuff. So yeah, Jenny, we get to talk. Jenny, this is going to be your show in today's mentorship call, because I'm sure people have questions on that. Going through, and let's see, what else do I have on here? Nope, we had last week was an up and down week. We had a couple days that there were 0 sales. We had a couple days that there was 4-figure sales. It just, that's the nature of the beast of the business, right? I want people to know that it is not always sunshine and rainbows, and sometimes you work on those days of 0 sales. That's when we're doing quotes. That's when we're doing mock-ups. That's when we're fixing on websites. That's when we're working on pricing. That's when we're making new flyers. So we're still producing stuff, and those things end up turning around. So one quote I submitted on Friday, somebody at, I don't know, it was maybe around noon or so. And at 4 o'clock we met, and they gave a check for full payment. And it was, a couple $1,000s. I love it when we're able to do things like that. With that, we picked up a couple more that we're finishing up on it. Like I said, I don't count a job that we have a job until I either have a PO or a check in hand. Even a PO was pushing it, because listen, I know it's a purchase order and I know we're supposed to do it, but I need some kind of payment. I need some kind of deposit, something before we even get started on it. So it was nice to get that done. And with that, we were able to set up a few other things. We've got a couple field days coming up. We've got a couple fun runs coming up. We've got, I think we lost one of our leagues, but we picked up a small one that only has 5 teams in it. But hey, I will take jobs. whether it's one or 1,000, we will take a job in there. I see Sarah was thinking the same thing. Uh, we also have we have to yell you about our most recent purchase too. Was that the slide press? So yeah, I worry about blowing breakers at events. I've had that happen and was stuck not being able to press. Ooh, that's a good thing, or not a good thing, but that's a great one to a great thing to bring up about breakers. Now, when we have we'll do a softball event, and they have dedicated ones for there, knowing the power restrictions with it that are coming with it. So we haven't had a problem with that. We've done stuff at the school and haven't had a problem with that. But I could definitely see where that is would be a problem. I have seen people use like the Jackery and use those as to power everything. So they're powering, they're in the middle of nowhere. You're in a field, you're in an outside area where there's a craft fair, and they have that Jackery that's powering their laptop, that's powering their F1, and powering the heat press. So I think it's possible. It's got to be possible, right? And Jeff says, would one of those Anchor battery backups be able to handle an F1 or a press? I don't know. I think it all comes down to watts that it's able to do. But I know, a lot of people use those Honda generators because they are quieter. Our generator's loud, so that would not be a good thing to have. But that is something to think of. Matt Jenny says we have a battery pack that can run the laser and hat press if needed. Ooh. So see, Jenny, you will have to tell us more about that into the mentorship community. And why do I say tell us in there? Well, because, hey, what are we giving all the secrets really here for, right? We want other people. Hey, come join us. Come join us over there by going right here. And then you get more information like that. Brian, you need a trailer and your own generators. I may or may not have one for sale. Oh, Sarah, you're not going to sell it. The beast is not getting sold. You will find something. And it's one of those things, where I feel on an instance like that, if that wants to be, if that's what you want your business to be, or as a really big on-site vendor for things, then absolutely it makes sense to get a trailer. Like for us, we maybe do two events a year. And so would it make sense for us? No. If we did, you kind of figure out what that break-even point is, because in some instances you're not able to take trailers into places. You would still have to set up like a 10 by 10, and you're still doing that. So it all comes down to the type of event you're going to and what you're doing with it. Can I use that for something else, or is that dedicated for there? One of the things that I'd like to do, and one of the goals was for this summer to take the kids road tripping on an RV. It's not going to happen, folks. When we had that bad first quarter, being down 30 grand in sales, yeah, that puts a hamper on the rest of your year's plans. And first things to go are any of those, extras, those extra trips that we're going to take for no reason. Taking a vacation like that was going to be, a 2-week to 4-week vacation, traveling the US in an RV. That was going to be a trek, and that was going to be, that was going to be some cash. So yeah, maybe next year, unless we have a killer, month and a half to make up and recoup that. And that's where you get realistic being a business owner, is we have the year laid out for us, and things don't always go to plans. And when that happens, we got to be able to adjust those plans. And so if some things can't happen, then that's what we do, right? We just make sure that it's there. And that's what I would do. I have a generator and a 14-foot box truck, an old U-Haul. I was between the U-Haul and having an RV, because with an RV, it's already set up for the electrical. It's already set up with the generator. The big thing I like about the RV is most of those that you get already have a bathroom in it too, right? They're air conditioned. They have a bathroom. They have that. So maybe you just keep that bathroom part of it, and then you build around there. So then, hey, there's your whole shop in an RV, and you're just able to drive up and pull. I like the idea of the trailer though too, because if the RV's down, it's down. If the trailer's down, if the truck that's pulling the trailer's down, I can go get another truck with it. So there's a lot to go with it. The problems with batteries is the 20 amps per press, or in my case, the flash and dryer to screen press on site. So we just got to find the right one for you, right? Dude, we all want a toy hauler. you know. And I mean, if I'm really going that far with it, I want a stacker, right? Let me get a stacker so that way I can, you know, have everything up there, wheel it out, drop it down. I'm like, come on, man. They like the whole race family get right back into it with their and Sarah's, dang it, Sarah. I literally just bought one. Sarah's is nice too. It was finished out really nice. It was it was let me make my brain get to my mouth. It was laid out well. The planning that went into it was spectacular. The build series on it was nice. You know, was able to, you know, and I don't think she posted a lot out there for it. So, but I got to see that firsthand on everything that went into it. But it is a nice little trailer. Because what size is that? Was that 16 foot or 20 foot? You'll have to let me know what size that was. But man, you know, there's a lot. We sat our last vending event that we did. There was a guy that was next to us, and he said that's all they do is they travel from baseball and softball tournament to baseball and softball tournament. He said that they take off December and January are the only 2 months that they take off. And the rest of it, every weekend they have a tournament that they go to. And I said, well, how does that work? You know, if rainouts, things like that. He goes, well, if it's rained out, it's rained out. We're just out that, you know, that money that weekend. He goes, because they will usually reschedule. If they're able to reschedule it, that doesn't mean we're able to attend to it. He goes, we try and make sure that we have the same ones where if something gets rained out, we're not able to attend. We're able to get the registration fee back, the sign up fee, the rent fee, whatever it is, back to it. And then we got into talking about how different ones pay different things. You know, some you just pay your spot fee. Some you have to pay your spot fee and a percentage of your base. So, you know, if you did $1,000 and they want 10%, you owe them 100 plus your rent. Other ones just do a percentage. So it's one of the things that I love about going to events is just talking with the other vendors, you know, to see how they're doing things, to, you know, to just ask questions. One of the good things is, you know, they've done it before, they've seen it, they know a thing or two about a thing or two. So ask them the questions. Where we've also done is we've picked up business that way. We've went in there and we've seen, you know, booths that are not branded, so they're just using a regular pop-up, a table covering. There's no backdrop in it. There's no nothing in it. So, hey, you know, we can provide you with all of this, right? We can, you know, if you just want a simple logo on your pop-up, if you want some kind of backdrop with it, if you want some tablecloths, we can do all of this for you and make it really branded event. So it is able to, you know, it's really able to have fun in that. And I love that part of it. It's a 14 footer. So there you go, 14-foot trailer for it. Okay, I'm getting emails in here that I need to get answers before we go into our mentorship call, which starts in a half an hour, 9:30, over in the mentorship community. Links are on the calendar. Links are in there for it. I will let everybody know on Tuesday with Todd what's coming up for that, and then I will also you know, keep you informed on the week for it. But we do this every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, right here on fatdadlive.com. If you want to find out more information, like I said, just go right there, fatdadcd.com. So until next time, you guys have an amazing day. Peace, love, press on, and we will see you guys then.